Derby.
Kyle Busch, off of turn number 4, will win the Snowball Derby for the second time in his career.
The Snowball Derby is the Daytona 500 of super late model racing. It's the biggest race of the year. It's where everybody sort of culminates together, whether you're West Coast, Northeast, Midwest, Southern guy. They all come together and they want to battle it out for the big Snowball Derby trophy. The Derby is tough. I mean, it is, you bring the competition from the West Coast to the North to the South to everywhere and putting everybody together, and it's a hard race to win. There are guys that have programs that are just so stellar that it's hard to keep up with them, and no matter where they go, they're good, and when they show up to the Derby, you're like, oh, the local guys, they're going to be good. The Bubba Pollards of the world, they're going to put these guys to shame. Not always, you know. You got the Derek Thorns that show up that just run that race down there only one time a year, the Snowball Derby, and they win, or Majeski, who does it once and wins. And so it's tough, you know. And the guys like Pollard, who's been there for so long, so many years of trying, that hasn't quite come through with winning a Snowball. He's going to be fired up and wanting to get that done as well too. For me, I just enjoy racing, obviously. You know, I've had my opportunity to go race a few times this year up north in Maine with the late model guys, super late model guys, and so here we are. You know, the end of the year is here, and it's December time, and you know, you're always wondering, well, what's my next race? Which one can I go to and do next? And Snowball Derby fits on the schedule, so you know, let's go hit the Snowball again and see what it looks like. It's been a while since I've been down there. Last race down there, we had a decent car. It was better in the beginning of the race than the end of the race, but every time I've been down there, I've always been in the top 10, been in the top 5, having shots for wins, so would love to be able to get back to victory lane there and take home another Tom Dawson. So the Bryson Lopez guys actually called Danny Stockman and says, hey, you know, would you help us out? Would you come down and crew chief one of our cars? And you know, who would you want to be your driver? And he was like, I want Kyle Busch to drive it. And so Danny called me and says, do you want to go do the Derby? And yeah, we got it all worked out. And, you know, we were able to put the deal together with Bryson Lopez Racing. So thanks to those guys and making the commitment to bring me back to the Snowball Derby and letting me race the number 51 and having an opportunity to go race for a win. I feel like this year's going to be a lot different. You know, I'm not going down there with the true KBM hauler and the KBM guys and all my own stuff and my own equipment and everything, you know. So driving for somebody else is always a bit stressful, you know, but those guys have done a good job. They've had some really good cars. They've had some good races. And so we just want to put our fine-tooth touches on that car and make it what we want and get it all ready and prepped and, you know, fast for the Derby. So going down to the Derby with driving for somebody else, you know, there's a lot of things that are out of your control, right? The car's not in your shop. You're not putting your hands on it as much as you want to. But, you know, I still got my setup sheets from the 2 wins that we've got there. And the time Christopher won there, the time, you know, Noah Gragson ran really good there. William Byron ran really good there. So having all of those setup notes and things like that to be able to put the race car together, how I remember being down there and how I remember racing it, that's going to be the first step, and we'll go from there. I feel like the first Snowball Derby win was the best one for me. And I say that because that was pre-Chris Gabehart era. Chris Gabehart, when he came to Kyle Busch Motorsports, we annihilated everybody. No matter where we went, we were just incredibly fast. And so we had the field covered. And so I feel like that was still our program, our initial people. That was Bon Suss, that was Joe Shear, like all of us guys just going down there and you know, wrenching on the cars and getting it done and making it happen. To me, the Snowball Derby is special anyways, but when you look at the list of winners there, you know, having, what did you say, 12 guys having 2 wins there, and then only 1 guy having more than 2 wins. So for me, having that opportunity to be able to go out there and get a 3rd win, to put myself, you know, in that elite company of being the top 2 guys at the Snowball Derby, I feel like would be really special for me. I also look at it as, I think I've raced the race 4 times, and I've won twice and not won the other 2, obviously. So I'm at 50%. I'm either going to make it greater than 50% or lesser than 50% going back this time. So definitely want to make it greater than 50% winning percentage. So for me, you know, being where I am now, obviously super late model racing has meant a great deal to my career and the things that I've been able to do and accomplish. But, you know, when I first heard about the Snowball Derby back in 2002, I didn't really know anything about the race. I didn't look at the winners list and see the greats that were on the t-shirts and all that sort of stuff. You know, I just wanted to race. I was just young and wanted to get going. So when I then got through a few years of going to the Derby as a team owner and whatnot, and having the taste of victory a few times, having the taste of victory stripped away a few times. You know, it really resonated with, you know, how great that race is and just the prestige that everybody puts together in that race and the culmination of all the racers that are there. The competition is the toughest anywhere.
Won a Golden Driller, Brexton Busch, Junior Sprint Champion in 2025.
So the super late model path is definitely a path for Brexton, yes, for sure. We have gone down the dirt world a little bit with the junior sprints, with the micros, and then, you know, obviously getting into the pavement world with the Bandoleros and the Legends cars. So he's just not quite old enough yet. So, you know, we still got a year or two before he'll get into the pro late models at 12, and then obviously into the super late models not far after that. So they're coming. They're just not here yet. And how we do that is still to be determined, but he'll race in those eventually. So maybe one day he'll run 5 wins at the Snowball Derby. Who knows?